Problem 1. Interchanging the thousands and tens place in 6, 1, 4, 6. So let's interchange. So let's interchange the tens and the thousands. And so the 6 becomes a 4. The 4 becomes a 6. And so B. So find the difference. 2007 minus 408. 7 is smaller than 8, so I'll have to borrow. I can't borrow from 0, so I have to borrow from the 2 to get a 1. So that becomes a 10. So now I can borrow 1 from the 10 to become a 9. Now I can borrow the 1 from the 10 to make that 17. 17 minus 8 is 9. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. 1 minus 0 is 5. So C, 1,599. Let me do problem number 3. Bob, Joyce, and Mark have 5 pairs of slacks each. Was the total number of pairs of slacks? Well, there are 3 people, so 3 times 5 is 15. So there's a total of 15 pairs of slacks. 4. Which is least? Well, negative 4 is less than 3, which is less than 7. So the least is, well, negative 4. 5. Which of the following statements is true? 0 times negative 3 is equal to 0, which is not negative 3. So that's a false statement. 0 divided by 3 is indeed 0, so that's a true statement. So Q only is true. So B. Evaluate 2 to the 5th minus 5 squared. So 32 minus 25, which is 7. A. Evaluate negative 6 times 5 plus 2 times 7 minus 2 times 3. Well, again, let's do the innermost parentheses. Subtraction, multiplication. I'll do multiplication first. 2 times 3 is 6. Let us still do what's inside the parentheses. 7 minus 1 is 7 minus 6 is 1. Next, I have multiplication, addition, multiplication. So I'll do the multiplication. Since there's a tie, I'll do the leftmost multiplication first. 6 times 5 is 30. Last, we have a multiplication. Well, addition, multiplication, so I'll do the multiplication. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 30 plus 2 is negative 28. So my answer is C. Negative 4 minus 8 divided by negative 4, a negative 3 plus 1. So let me evaluate the numerator. So this is, I have a parentheses. And so let's go from left to right. And so negative 4 minus 8 is a negative 12. Let's do what's inside the parentheses. Negative 3 plus 1 is a negative 2. Negative divided by negative will be positive. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And so the answer is A. -6. 9. Convert to an algebraic expression and simplify if x stands for an unknown number 3 times a number subtracted from, so there's a minus in front, 5 times the same number. And so let's simplify this. 5x minus 3x is 2x. B. The average of 4 numbers, so let's add up 4 numbers, is 75. If 3 of the numbers are 78, 82, 63, find the fourth number. I'll denote the fourth number by x. And so 78 plus 82 plus 63 is 223. Let me multiply both sides of my equation by 4. And so I have 223 plus x, since the 4's cancel, is equal to 4 times 75, 300. Subtract 223 from both sides of my equation. And so I get that x is equal to, that'll be a 7, 7, and so 77. C. Let me do problem number 11. Solve. Y plus 5 equals 22. Subtract 5 from both sides of my equation. And so I get y is equal to 17. B. Let me do problem number 12. I want to solve. Subtract 4 from both sides of my equation. So 3x is equal to 18. Divide both sides of my equation by 3. So x is equal to 6. C. Let me do problem 13. Emma had scores of 65, 50, 70, 55 on 4 tests. What was her average score? So let's just add them all up. 65 plus 50 plus 70 plus 55. And divide that by, well, there are 4 numbers, so let's divide that by 4. And so that'll give you a 10, 120, 190, 240 divided by 4 is 60. So the average is 60. Which of the following figures is a rectangle? Well, actually, for a rectangle, you need it to be a parallelogram. So you need that each pair of opposite sides are parallel. In addition to that, you need them to be have a right intersect at the sides to intersect at right angles. And so both C and D satisfy that condition. And so I would say C. Both figures C and D are rectangles. Notice A is a trapezoid. So A is a trapezoid. B is a parallelogram. C is just some sort of rectangle. And D is a square, which is actually a very special type of rectangle. A rectangle in which all the sides are the same length. Then do problem number 15. Determine the perimeter. So to find the perimeter of a square, You just multiply the length of the side by 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. So 16 square feet. Oops, it's a perimeter. 16 feet. And so the answer is C. Find the least common multiple of 10, 18, 21 using prime factors. Well, the prime factorization of 10 is 2 times 5. 18 is 9 times 2. 21 is 3 times 7. So the least common multiple. Highest power of 2 is, well, 2 to the first. Highest power of 3, 3 squared. Of 5, 5 to the first. Of 7, 7 to the first. And so 10 times 63 is 630. D. Factor out the greatest common factor. Okay, so let me do that. So the greatest common factor in this case is a 5 RS. What remains is a 7 R squared. 10 RS cubed divided by 5 RS is just 2S squared. And so it is C. Write 32 is an improper fraction. Well, all I need to do is divide by 1. And so it is A. The ratio of 16 pencils to 18 pads is, well, I can divide both 16 and 18 by 2. And so that will give me 8 over 9. And so that becomes 8 pencils to 8 pads. Oh, wait. I wrote something wrong. To 9 pads. Question. Okay, so that is C. 20. Which of the following statements is true? 2/3 plus 5/3 is 7/3, which is not 7/6. So that's wrong. Q. Find the and so the LCD of, which is the least common multiple of 5 and 10, is indeed 10. So that's correct. And so only Q is correct. 21. Simplify. 17 over 49 minus 9 over 14. So I can multiply. So the least common denominator is 98. So let me multiply and divide by 2. Let me multiply and divide by 7. And so I get 34 minus 63, which will be a negative 29 over 98. D. divide, same as multiplying by the reciprocal, 16 over 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 16 divided by 4 is 4. And so if I multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, I get 4 over 5 d. Let me do problem number 23. 9 over 4 minus 1 over 3 divided by 4/3. Well, the common denominator in this case is 12. And so, let me multiply by and divide by 3. Multiply and divide by 4. And so I get 27 minus 4 over 12, which is 23 over 12, divided by 4 over 3. Let us change division to multiplication by the reciprocal. 23 over 12 times 3 over 4. I can divide 12 by 3 to get 4. And so 23 times 1 is 23. 4 times 4 is 16. So this is going to be a 1. If I divide 23 by 16, I get 1 with the remainder of 7 over 16. So the answer is B. Let me do problem number 24. Solve for P. And so let me multiply both sides of my equation by 15. So the 15's cancel. So I get 23p is equal to, well, 15 divided by 5 is 3 times 46 is going to be, 3 times 46, that's 12. 138. So 3 times 46 is 138. Let me divide both sides of my equation by 23. And so P is equal to 6. And so the answer is 6. Let me do problem number 25. Joan walked for 3 days. She walked 5¼ miles the first day, 5 5/6 the second day, 5¼ third day. How many miles on average did she walk? So I'm going to add up each of these. 5¼ 5 5/6, 5 1/4, and then divide by 3. And so this is the same as 21 over 4, 35 over 6, and 21 over 4. Oh, they're both 21 over 4. Let's divide that by 3. The least common denominator in this case is 24. Actually, 12 would be easier. Let's do over 12. And so let me multiply and divide by 3, 2, 3. And so that becomes 63 plus 70 plus 63. So 126, 196 over 12 divided by 3. And so I can write that as 196 over 12 times 1 over 3. I can divide by 3, I guess. So that's going to be a 49 over 12, which is equal to 4 and oh, divide by 4. I'm dividing by 4, not 3. I'm dividing by 4. Okay, so that's 1/3. I'm dividing by 4. So that'll be 3. So this is 49 over 9, which would be 5 with remainder 4. Yeah, miles every day. So C. Identify the type of solid. Well, this is notice that the sides are different. So this is a rectangular solid, usually called a rectangular parallel pipe head. Or sometimes called a box. Let me do problem number 27. Name the place value of the 8. So this is tenth, hundredth, thousandths. D. Oh wait, I miscounted. How did I do that? Ones, tens, hundreds. That's the hundreds place. That's 800. 9,876. That's a hundreds place. B. 28. Bill wrote checks for 302.90, 60.54, 140.87, and 2005, not 200, 2005 was the total amount of checks. So let's add this. So 11, 16, carry the 1, 10, 23, carry the 2, 4, 15, carry the 1, 2. So 2, oops, that's a 3 up there. I missed the 3. And so that is I couldn't read that. Let's try that again. So that's 4, 10, 12, carry the 1, so that's $3,424.36. B. 29. Simplify. So let me add so 615 minus 1.23, 4.92 minus 1.19 plus 14.13. 4.92 minus 1.19, 3.73 plus 14.13 is going to give you a 17.86. C. 30. Estimate the difference by rounding each number to a whole number. Well, and so this is going to be approximately 317 and 103.36 is approximately 103, and estimate the difference, so subtract. So I'll give you a 412, 214. B. 31. The expression 3.123 times 10 to the third is, well, let's move it 1, 2, 3 places. So this is equal to 3123. And so D. 32. Estimate the product by rounding each number to a whole number. So 3.987 is approximately 4. 5.04 is approximately 5. Multiply, so you get 20. D. 33. Express 4 over 7 as decimal round to your nearest hundredths. So let's do that. So 4 divided by 7 to the nearest tenth, hundred. So you have to go one further. And so 4 is smaller than 7, so that's a 0. 40 divided by 7, 5. 35, so that gives you 5. So 50, so 7. 49. 50 minus 49 is 1. Drop down to 0, so you get a 1. 10 minus 7 is 3. So this is approximately 0.571, rounding to the nearest tenth. 1 is less than 5, so this is 0.57. D. 34. Let's do what's inside the parentheses first. I have subtraction, exponentiation. Do the exponent first. 3 squared is 9. Do what's inside the parentheses. 0.2 minus 9 is 0.2. Next, I have subtraction, division, multiplication. So I do the multiplication and division first. Since the division is leftmost, I do the division first. I do the leftmost operation first, division. 4.2 divided by 0.6, the same as 42 divided by 6, 7 times 0.2 gives me, so I have subtraction, multiplication. Maybe I'll put a multiplication this way, like what I did before. 7 times 0.2 is 1.4. 10 minus 1.4 is 8.6. Let me do problem number 35. The price per gallon of the same grade gasoline at 5 different service stations selling for the same grade of gas are 134, 139. 139, 119, 125, 123. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gas stations. Okay, so almost 140. So that's going to give you 250 minus the 2, and then another 280 minus 4, plus another 120 minus the 5. 650 minus 5 is 645 over 5. So divide by 5. So 6 divided by 5 is a 1. And so 14 divided by 5 is 2. 45 divided by 5 is 9. And so D, 129. The price, candy costs $2.50 per pound. There are 31 pieces. And so was the price per piece of candy. So there are 31 pieces costing some price. And, oops, and it costs $2.17. So let's find the price per piece of candy. So divide by 31. So P is equal to 31 divided by, that's too small. Oh, so 31 divided by, so 217 divided by 31 is just 7. So 7 cents. A. Find the length of ladder. Well, I'm going to probably see below. It's take me a little bit more space. Yeah, I'll probably still need an extra page here. Find the length of ladder needed to reach a point 14 feet high on a wall if the ladder to be placed 5 feet from the wall. Okay, so let's do that and round to the nearest whole number. So 14.5. And these were feet. And let's call that x feet. So this is problem 37. Okay, so by Pythagorean's theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And so I have that a squared plus b squared is c squared. So 25 plus 196 is x squared. So let's add 25 plus 196, 221. And so x is equal to the square root of 221. There are actually two answers, both a positive and negative, but obviously we only want the positive one. So let's find the square root of 221. And I want to round this to the nearest, I think, whole number, right? Yeah, nearest whole number. So I just have to go one additional place. Okay, so the square root of 2, well, the nearest number to square root of 2 would be 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Subtract. So you get 1. Dream down the 21. Double the 1, so you get a 2. 2 something. Okay, so let's try a 4. So that'll give me 80, 96. And so that gives me 25. Drop down the zeros. Double the 14 to give me 28. So 280 something. I don't know, 8. 64, 70, 23. Subtract 6, 9, 1. 196. Good. And so x is approximately 14.8. Since 8 is greater than or equal to 5, I'll round this to 15 feet. And so it is A. Let me do problem number 38. Find the area. Well, we could split this up into several different pieces. Actually, probably this is the easiest. And so let's split it up into, actually I'll do it in red. into these three pieces. And so notice that this is 2 centimeters. This is 2 centimeters. This is 7 centimeters. This is a total of 6 centimeters. But this length is going to be 2 less. Oh, I guess I should. Oops. Let's see if I can make this look better. Okay. There. This distance here, well, since the whole distance is 6 centimeters, and this distance here is 2 centimeters, then this distance must be 4 centimeters. And so I've really split it up into several little pieces here. One looking like this, being 2 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Another looking like this, being, let's move it, that's 7 centimeters and 4 centimeters. And another looking like, well, the same sort of thing is on the other side, a 2 and a 6. Okay, so let's find the area. Recall that the area of a question? Ah, so if you look here, I will draw a little bit bigger so you can see it. This distance here is 2 centimeters. This distance is 6 centimeters, given that this is 6. Therefore, what's this? Well, if this length here is 2, then the remaining is 6 minus 2, 4 centimeters. Okay? And so the total area is going to be 2 times 6 plus 4 times 7 plus another 2 times 6. So 12 plus 28 plus 12. So that will give you 30, 40, 52 square centimeters. A. In the figure, the center of a circle is the closed side of a circle. If the sides of the square are 14 inches, what is the ratio of the radius of the circle to the perimeter of the square? Okay, so we have that this length here is 14 centimeters. 14 inches. 14 inches. The radius is, well, the radius is going to be half of the length. Is half of the distance across. So that's going to be 7 inches. Okay. There, looks a little bit better at an angle. And so let's look at the ratio. Well, the ratio of the radius of the circle, well, that's 7. Over the perimeter, well, the perimeter of a square, remember, is just 4 times, wherever it was, 4 times, yeah, it's somewhere. It's just 4 times the length, which is 14 inches. So I get 7 over 56. I can divide both 7 and 56 by 7. And so you get 1 over 8. D. Let me do problem number 40. find the volume. And so the volume of a cube is just the length of each side of each of the sides cubed. And so in this case, it's 4 cubed. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. So 64 cubic feet. C. Oh, I have. Okay. 41. Write 16 as a completely reduced fraction. So percent means divide by 100. I can divide both 16 and 100 by 4. And so 4 over 25. A. Express 0.12 as a percent. So let me move my decimal 2 places. And so 12%. C. Let me do problem number 43. 2/5 of the mixture, 2/5 of a volume of a certain concrete mixture is sand. What percent of the mixture is sand? So that's 2/5. So I can divide. 2 divided by 5 is 0.4. Let me move my decimal 2 places. And so 40%. B. Which is bigger? 20% of 100, which is 0.2 times 100, 20, or 50% of 200. 0.50 times 200, which is 100. And so, which is larger? Well, obviously, the 100 is larger. And so the 50% of 200. B. 45. Jay spent 30% of his $50 allowance. Mike spent 20% of his $30 allowance. Who spent more? So let's see. Jay spent 30% of his $50. $15. Mike spent 20% of his $30, which is 0.2 times 30 to 6. Okay, so who spent less? Mike. So Mike spent less. B. Susie paid $50 for skates. What is the original cost of the skates if the discount is 20%? So let X be the original price. Then you have the original price, but you got a discount of 20%. And she then paid $50. And so 100% minus 20% is 80%. So 0.8 is equal to 50. Divide both sides of your equation by 0.8. So this is the same as 500 divided by 8. I can divide each of those by 8, actually. So that's, well, I can divide by 4. So that's going to be 125 over 2. And, well, you like to write it as a decimal. And so 125 divided by 2 is 62.5. So we're talking about money, so let's do it as $62.50. B. So the original price before the discount was $62.50. She got a 20% reduction of that, so she only needed to spend $50 on the skates. What simple interest will convert a $200 investment into $220 in 1 year? And so you start with 220, you started with 200. At the end of the year, you had a $220. So that means that your interest that you obtained was $20. So what simple interest will get you that? Well, you started with $200, and after 1 year, at an interest rate of R, after 1 year, you want $20. So divide both sides of the equation by 200. So R is equal to 0.1. That's 10, 0.1. And so move my decimal place 2 places to write it as a percent. And so I get this is 10%. So C. And so if you got 10%, then after 1 year, you will have made 10% of the original $20. 48. Find the percentage rate of increase. Okay, so between 1995, and 1991. So between these two numbers here. Okay, and so you were at $4,000 in 1995. You started at $1,000. So that's an increase of $3,000 over your original $1,000 in sales. And so that's equal to 3. Let me change that into a percent. And so let me move my decimal 2 places. And so that is 300%. So you have a 300% increase. It's 3 times larger than what you started with. 49. Wow. The total cost, Y, of renting a car is given by Y is equal to 18 plus 0.07x, where x is the number of miles driven. How much does it cost to drive 90 miles? Oh, okay, so you're going to have to plug in for x 90. And so I get y is equal to 18 plus 0.07 times 90. So that's 6.3. 18 plus 6.3 is 24.3. So this is in, how much does it cost? It's in dollars. So $24.30. Convert 11 yards to feet. Well, so 11 yards in 1 yard there is 3 feet. So you just, multiply by 3. Let's do it this way. And so, 11 times 3 is 33 feet. And so 11 yards is the same as 33 feet. Oh, and that's it. So this one was actually, the final was actually fairly easy. It's a, yeah, it was a review of a lot of the stuff we've already done. Very few of the new stuff. There's only, well, obviously it's a it's a final exam. Any questions about anything? Okay. If there are no questions about anything, then I guess that's it for today. And I will remove you as a participant. See you on Monday.